Hey everybody, I'm back today with our Creative Sketches Reimagined. Creative Scrappers Sketches Reimagined. There is our sketch for today. 3 photos. I'm going to be using the new Rosie Studio Starlight Collection and these cute stamps from Stampin' Up! From my stash. I'm going to follow this sketch kind of closely, except that I'm going to move the title around. This layout is actually going to end up being pretty monochromatic, which maybe wasn't what I had planned when I started, but that's just how it worked out. I am going to cut down this paper from Rosie's Studio and place it onto a nice bright white background. Rosie's Studio paper is thin. It is not thick enough to hold a layout on its own. So if you want to use it as a background, you either need to put another piece of cardstock behind it or trim it down like I did and have a nice white border. To get my layout nice and straight on my paper, I use Spiegelmom's Scraps Tear tape around the 4 corners of my pattern paper, and then I put just a little tiny bit of adhesive in the middle. I use Kikoyo adhesive, which is repositionable for about a long time. You can get anything up after a while. It still sticks nice though. And so I just use that Kikoyo tape to kind of hold my pattern paper in place once I have it nice and straight. Because once I pull the backing off of the tear tape from Spiegelmom Scraps, it is stuck. It's not coming up. No way, Jose. You're toast if it's crooked. But by putting the Kikoyo tape in the middle, I have the ability to kind of move it around and get it nice and straight. Okay, so now we have our nice base for our layout. I'm going through my 6x6 paper pad now, and I'm pulling out the patterns I want to use. These patterns are going to be the layers behind the photos. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of mat everything, mat my photos, and figure out where I want my photos to be. And then I can go ahead and get started with the next part of my project. We are going to do lots of stamping on this layout today. So this sketch calls for your photos to be matted, but then it also calls for some strips behind your photos, and that's what I used all of the different patterns for. I did this third photo, I did kind of go ahead and mat it twice because I really wanted the white around all of the photos to help the photos kind of stand up and off the page. So this is another zoo page. This is from the aquarium. I am so close to finishing the zoo album. Like, I just have a couple more pages to do. So that'll be something you will see more of coming this month as I kind of get some more projects finished. That's my January thing, finish the projects. As I pop these layers together, let's talk about Rosie Studio for a minute. If you have never ventured into their website, you might want to. If you're part of the spending freeze, do not do so until February. But I would definitely sign up for their emails and keep an eye out, because a couple of fun things about Rosie Studio. Number 1, their prices are fabulous. Their designs are really good. They run lots of sales. And even though they're international, they courier your orders, and you get them super duper quick. So just keep that in mind if you're kind of looking for something new or different. I would check them out. They have really nice stuff. I got this entire Starlight collection, the entire thing. And I ordered some stuff for my sister for a gift too. And I got free shipping. I spent less than $50, and I had everything within less than 7 days. It was amazing. So just keep an eye out, and if maybe sign up for their emails, and if a collection of theirs catches your eye, go grab it. I figured out where I wanted all of these strips and matted photos. And now I'm grabbing this stamp set. So this stamp set is from Stampin' Up. It's called Artistically Inked. My best friend is a Stampin' Up consultant. And so I do tend to support her small business. So I do have a Stampin' Up consultant. But just as with everything else in my scrapping life, when I purchase stuff, I make sure that I can use it for both, that it's not card centric. I don't want anything that I can only use on cards. So this stamp set has these like blotches on them. They look a bit like alcohol ink actually, and they're so cool. I love them because you can stamp them in any color. And so I grabbed the Drive-In ink from Catherine Pooler, and I marked with a pencil where my 3 photos were going to be. And now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp some of these inked images onto my page. A little bit of interest and color. And honestly, I just love this stamp set. It's a really good one. It's probably not available anymore, knowing me. But it is really cute. If you happen to have it in your stash, repurpose it. I am also using, I can't remember what the lighter color is. I think it's Sugared Lavender. Pretty sure that the 2 colors I stamped with were Sugared Lavender and Drive-In. I shot this video probably 2 or 3 weeks ago before I did this voiceover. So I'm kind of having to wing it a little bit here with some of my products. Okay. So I'm adding more of those little stamped images in the Sugared Lavender and in the Drive-In. Cleaning off my stamps between use. Pulled out the big old Memory Misty, and I used the Memory Misty door. You guys know sometimes I don't use the door. Sometimes I use an acrylic block and just use the matte under the Misty, which works fabulously. And actually I'm going to do that later on in this video because I'm going to stamp my entire title. But for these larger stamps, I used the door because I wanted to make sure I got a good crisp impression, and those stamps are big. So I didn't want to stamp with my acrylic block and then end up with, what's it called? Like an area of stamp where I didn't get it stamped. Anyway, okay. Now, in addition to the 3 areas where my photos are going to be, I wanted to add a couple more stamp sets just in the area, in a couple spots where I can kind of build from there and add some embellishing. Now it's time to get on to our title. I'm going to be using the Hank alphabet from Kelly Perky. I'm using my T-square ruler to give me and a light pencil mark to give me a nice straight line to start my stamping on. This scrapbook layout has a really long title. So the photos that we are doing today are photos of anemones and octopuses in the aquarium. On this zoo trip, I got some really nice, cool photos in the aquarium. I think this might have been, no, I was trying to think what phone I took these with because I did take them with my phone, but I guess it was my iPhone 8. And man, I loved that camera on that phone. I love the camera on my iPhone 12 too, but man, that camera on my iPhone 8 Plus was fabulous. Okay, I digress. I'm using that same Drive-In ink. I am using the Hank alphabet from the Paper Person shop, and I'm going to have my title. It's going to span the full bottom of my layout, and it's going to say, keep your friends close and your anemones closer. Generally have such a hard time with titles, and when I came up with the titles for these photos, I just was like, yes, it's long. Yes, it's it's going to be like a part of the layout, right? It's not going to be just, it's going to span the entire bottom of the page. But I decided that I really didn't care because I am not good at titles. And so this one was like, oh, we're using it. I am stamping using the Drive-In ink. I think I said that already. I started with the bottom row so that I could have everything kind of spaced the way I wanted it with my photos and everything else. And this is, I'm not using the Door to the Misty because I am stamping these small alphabets and it's easier for me to do so with just an acrylic block. But I am using the foam pad that comes in, is part of the Misty, because that foam pad is like the secret weapon with stamping. It's really not so much the door. The foam pad is like fabulous. Once I had my whole, what's it called? Title? It's called a title. Down. Now I can continue adding some more of these little artistically inked splotchy sets. And now we're ready to go ahead and start adding all of these photos and layers. So the sketch calls for the photos to be matted, but then to have these like extra strips underneath them. So I'm going to do that for each of the photos. I'm just going to add some of the extra strips and some of the matted pictures. I chose patterns that were not purple. So I've got this nice purple background. I have all the purple stamping. So when I chose my patterns for these strips, I went with things that were more navy blue or on the blue side of this collection. Someone commented, I think it was my friend Karen, commented about the fact that I have new headphones. Yes. So on Black Friday, I bought this headband on Amazon that has earbuds in it. Oh my gosh, game changer. It's so comfortable. They're Bluetooth, so you can just put them on, on, hook them up to your iPad. You can watch TV, you can do whatever. Added bonus, keeps your hair out of your face while you're trying to scrap. Like, it's the coolest thing. They're called a music cozy. If you're interested, you can sleep in them. And they're so comfortable. They're way more comfortable than any kind of like earbuds. And I usually do have earbuds in, and I'm usually listening to something when I scrapbook, because behind me in my scrapbook area is generally my 15-year-old son doing school. So, and there's a lot of headshots in this video for some reason, so I figured I'd just tell you. All right, I wanted to add some brightness to this layout. I felt like it was like purple on purple on purple, and I wanted to add more of the white elements to my layout. So I am using the vellum stars and the puffy stars from the collection. And then I have the sticker book, so I grabbed some of the little phrase stickers from the sticker books in white, and the phrases are all in like a gold foil, and really pretty. I love this collection. It takes all of my favorite icons, which is stars and flowers, and puts them all into here. So there's like this huge pack of gorgeous floral ephemera. You'll see me use that later. For today with the zoo photos, I just thought the stars would be a much better choice. The vellum stars have glitter on them. Yeah, this is a really awesome, fun, cool collection. All right, so I'm just trimming off. I let some of the stars kind of hang over the edge. And that is where we're going to call this one done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of the week. Let's see, up on my channel as we go into the end of the week, we have an unboxing video of the new February cherry box tomorrow. And there is something on Friday too. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.